360 will not help your argument because it adds to what we are talking about. We already read that the Messiah comes for who? Israel, despite their state of mind, despite how they operate. He comes for them. It even shows you further in the text, past his death, that he came for who? His people, the children of Israel. That's who the salvation is for, despite what takes place. So to try to twist the scriptures now? Really? When past his death, it's still stated that it's for Israel? It's still stated that it was for Israel, meaning it still is for, and you really go and try to twist after? Something is wrong with all your people, you know? I'm telling you, for those who don't understand this at this point, something is wrong with all your people. We are established who is the people who we love according to the scriptures. And we're going to show you that these same people who we love is also called the world according to the scriptures. Two parts identifying John 3:16 very clear. A conversation between two Jews identifying what is to come to pass with his people. Talk done. Let's go. This is Isaiah chapter 45 now and verses 17. And it says, straight to the point, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Notice who it says who's going to be saved, Israel, and notice what Israel is called, the world without end. Meaning they shall not cease, because he's not going to forsake his people, as according to the promises. So they will never have an end. That's who it's referring to. So John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, who did the Father literally only love, because we read he doesn't love the other nations of the world. And he says, love not the world, neither the things that are of the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So who does the Heavenly Father love according to the scriptures? Israel. Who is referred to as the world according to the scriptures? Israel. Let me get the next one now. Let's go back into John. The same John that has John 3:16. Let's go to John 18. Let's see. More and more, the more we're going to see, the more you realize that people have been lying to you. They want to add their own private interpretation rather than to follow the essence of the scriptures. It's as simple as following the standard. Keep according to the standard, Isaiah 8 and 20. And then you will stay in line with sound doctrine. The moment you break that part, you already start to go off. And many of our people, like this decrepit old man, has gone off. You're not adhering to the standard. You have no light in you, and then you want to come on the comment board and talk shit. Nobody wants to hear that. Let's continue. John 18 verses 20. Now pay attention. Pay close attention to this. And Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whether the Jews always resort. And in a secret place I said nothing. Meaning he did not withhold any knowledge that he was given. So he spake openly to the world. He taught in the synagogue and in the temple. Who dwells in the synagogue and the temple? Wasn't it not the Jews people? Which is why it says, whether the Jews always resort. It's telling you who is the people, who is the world that he taught. It's literally telling you. Hint, hint. Our people that were in a dead state, our people that were in a state to understand and learn also. Hint, hint. How could that not be clear enough? Two precepts identifying Israel being referred to as the world that the Heavenly Father spoke to. Anything else? Let's add more to the fire, man. Come on. Let's go into that precept showing you that the let me go. I want to go into the definition of the word world so you could see it yourself. Let's go into it. Because all this pertains to salvation. And we're identifying thus far whose salvation is directly for and whose salvation is given to. Let's go. We identify that so far. Let's go into John chapter 3 and verse 16 definition, right? Until the near to be exact. Right there, which goes into the word
Strong's G 2889. Cosmos. Cosmos.
Point one, and appoint an a harmonious arrangement or constitutional order or government, an ornament, decoration, or adornment, an arrangement of the stars, the heavenly host, which we know who is referred to as the heavenly host, right? But you know what? I'm going to bypass that too, which I'm not going to bypass. I'm going to get just now. Y'all see. Let's go. Stars of heaven. Who is referred to as the stars of heaven? Come now, man. Let's not play. Let's not play. We ain't here to play. But let's jump down to the main part. As it says, an orderly arrangement is an arrangement made between the Heavenly Father and His people, which is why the Messiah was foretold to come even in the what? Old Testament. Deuteronomy 18 and verses, I believe is 16, no, 16, 12 to 15 confirms his prophecy of him coming. And then it was confirmed in the New Testament by many other people declaring this is he which was foretold to come from Moses. He came for his people, man. It's a plain. So the orderly arrangement was shown and given, which we'll grab in Isaiah 9 and verses 6. That orderly arrangement, that arrangement was formed from the covenant itself. And it was further established coming up to when the Messiah came. It was prophesied that he was coming. I think that's the next lesson we should do, prophesying of his coming. Yes, that next lesson we should do. That's a good idea. So, going into it, let's get the precept. Isaiah 9 and 6, I believe, or 6 and 9. Slakia. 9 and 6. Straight to the point. Let's get that immediately. It says, for unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. Pay attention to this. And the government shall rest upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. And of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. Oh, wait. And upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it. See? And to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth forever. It says for Salakia. Oh my goodness. Salakia. That book wasn't called for. Anyways, let's go back into it. What I read? Right. To establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever, the zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this. Pay attention to who we are sent for. Pay attention. Yahweh sent a word unto or into Jacob, and it has lighted up Israel. The word of power was sent to who? Israel. I said that, I'm a freaking choice. Oh gosh. But you know what I'm talking about. I could talk, I'll take him a pain at this point. Okay, let me calm down. Alright. Salakia. Alright, yeah, but that'll give me some headache there. Right, so again, this word was sent to Jacob. It had lighted up Israel. Israel is for, boys. Nobody else but Israel is for. You'll have to understand that cosmos, that orderly arrangement or orderly government, orderly arrangement or harmonious arrangement, which was given from the beginning. Come on. This is not new. This is not new. You want to get back again? Let me get back again. I feel like we need to reiterate ever so often. Let's go into Sirach chapter 24 and verses 6. It said, let's read it again. Let's go from verses verses 6. In the waves of the sea and in all the earth, in every people and nation, I got a possession, which we already established that, which is Israel, which we could continue, and as you go down you see it. It says, with all these I sought rest, and whose inhabitants shall I abide? So the Creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. Let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in where? Israel. You see that? He had created me from the beginning, which is directly referring to Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, before the world, and I shall never fail. In the holy tabernacle, and they can't say this is referring to Solomon because Solomon had failed. This is referring to Yahweh Shai because Solomon was Yahweh Shai, but in the body of Solomon, he did fail in the end, didn't he not? So this is not referring to Solomon, but Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai fulfilled his course. He did not fail as Yahweh Shai. Correct? So for those who want to say this is Solomon, you need to go back and start over learning what the Bible really is about. Let's continue. All right? In the holy tabernacle, I serve before him. So like, yeah? Because I'm telling you, you will hear people saying, but that is Solomon, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Listen to the prophecy first before you talk. Is Solomon here? Did he came as Yahweh? Did he went up in his glorious estate? No. He died after transgression against Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He never get to fill it. So Yahweh Shai in his body as Yahweh Shai fulfill his purpose, which is Solomon, which was Solomon back then, which is why he had to die for his own sin and his sin that people are also. That's why. You understand what I'm saying? You hear people talking shit. I'm telling you. Let me continue. Slack. Alright. In the holy tabernacle, I served before him, and so was I established in Zion. Oh wow, great giveaway. Likewise, in the beloved city, he gave me rest, and in Jerusalem was my power, and I took root in an honorable people, even in the portion of the Lord's inheritance. Who is the portion of the Lord's inheritance? So who is the Lord's inheritance? Let's read it again. For in the division of the whole nations, of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. So if the Messiah is prophesied to dwell and to save his people, which are of Israel, his portion, then that would mean the whosoever, according to the scriptures, as prophecy will be fulfilled, or had been fulfilled, and is still to be fulfilled, would have been referring to Israel, his people. You can close off there. We can literally close off there. Literally. I shit you not. We can absolutely close off from here. So, let's get as you understand that now. Now you can't use John 3:16 because of prophecy coming to pass and being fulfilled and proving that it's not referring to the other nations. You can't use anything. We will go to Gentile too if you're playing. We will go to Gentile too if you're playing. You can't use Gentile. You can't use heathen. You can't use stranger. You can't use Greek. And now we have the last part to add to it. Read into this. We have a few things to read into, so like get this page and the two other page going, and then we'll continue to the next one after. Salvation is covenantal and lineage bound, which is very clear. It says the covenant was made to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, which name was changed to Israel. Galatians 3:16, the promise is to the seed, singular, Messiah, who comes from Judah. See, Psalms 105 and verse 9 and 10 confirms that Israel for an everlasting covenant. Jeremiah 31 and verses 31 to 33, covenant written, and Israel's heart never extended to other. See that? So salvation is tied to Israel. those of the bloodline and the covenant, even if scattered or disobedient. That's the point what we're trying to make, which you fail to understand. And this point in time, the elect, the remnant is going to be saved, the wanted is going to be saved. On the next side, our people, the 2/3 of our people who transgress and were fallen off or fall into a dead state, are going to be brought back through the loins of the elect, because they are going to be receiving godly bodies in a righteous state.